Here, my darlings, and welcome to another little broadcast with me, Elita, and little lady Napsclottle and Lavender here. Here we go. We are going to be progressing with the more side quests. Here we go. With first, love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So, there's quest the fruit. What shall we do? Broken vessels. First of all, let us make sure that we are actually broadcasting. I have a message. Yes, live on my channel. Yes, I am broadcasting. Good. Press the pick is damp eyes over his polarized pots. Who can help poor Prestapic? Lowlander can help poor Prestapic. Lowlander must help poor Prestapic. Ireland, me Lowlander. Prestapic has one of the finest earthenware collections in all Earthenshire. But then a storm comes, and all his precious pots go smash shards. Need to crafty make replacement pots, but Prestapic is too busy shard sweeping to return to the dig site to collect dig stuff. Will Lowlander collect dig stuff for Prestapic? Need good pot craft clay and fine flux fieldspar. It is already updug, and carry-bagged. All that asks is that you bring it back from the cave near the Yokhoi prey place. Prestapic had just finished digging for fresh pot fodder. When the storm came, he fast boots it back to the village, but it is too late. Home pot already become shard sea. Please, Lowlander, go to the cave behind the Yokhoi prey place and bring back Prestapic's precious dig stuff. Did you find Prestapic's dig stuff? A fine-grained clay that's perfect for producing pottery pots. the basis of the glazes that transform earthenware into something altogether more heavenly. Big thanks, Lowlander. Press the pick. We'll crafty make new pots right away. Every mobby needs pots, and plenty of them. Where else would we keep our self-stuff? That is why every mobby here is a pot maker. No need to ask craft hands when mobby hands will do. But the time for lip flapping is over. The time for pot making has begun. Even if a pot goes smash shards, its pot life is not over. Shiny crafters can stick the pot bits back together again with shiny stuff and make an even prettier pot. Packed away. Doldrick seeks the advices of a lowlander. You are a strange face to Earthenshire, are you not? Then Doldrick has an ask task for you, one that she can only entrust to a strange face. Follow the cliffs to the south, and you will reach the cracked cistern, a secret hidey hole for secret hidey crafters. Doldrick wants you to take the bootskeeper there, but be fleet-footed and shadow sneaky about it. If you do this for Doldrick, she will make it worth your while. Remember, the cracked cistern to the south along the cliffs. This is where the secret hidey crafters live. Take the crafty bits to the goodskeeper there, and you will be richly back-paid, but only if you're fleet feet about it. Remember, the cracked cistern to the south along the cliffs. That is where the secret hidey crafters live. Take the crafty bits to the goods keeper there, and you'll be richly backpaid, but only if you're fleet-foot about it. That from Doldrick, is it? Thanks for carrying it over. She'd do it herself, but, you know, politics. Us lot used to work in Earthenshire, you see. Apprenticed to the Moblins' patronage, sure enough. But we just couldn't hack them down our necks all the time. We needed our freedom. So we cancelled our contracts and moved out here, where we can finally work for ourselves, by ourselves. Of course, not every mobby was too happy about us taking to the hills. Most of them deem us terrible ingrates, I'm sure, but others, lovers of the arts like Doldrick, still think we're worth patronising, and so she keeps us in coin and materials on the quiet, and we share with her our creations. Speaking of, if you're heading back to Earthenshire, could you give her this? My finest masterpiece yet, if I do say so myself. My way of saying thank you. If it weren't for Doldrick, we'd have long since had to find other ways of supporting ourselves. That or giving up the artisan game entirely. Make sure she gets that painting, won't you? It's the least I can give her after all she's done for us.
So, I hear we have a new Dawn servant now. Dawn servants even! I wonder if the outcasts and offcasts of Tural have any place in their plans. Folk like us. Me? I'm keeping watch for Moblins. All of us used to work for them up in Earthenshire, and some had a worse experience than others. For them, the mere sight of a Moblin's mask is enough to give them nightmares. Not me, though. No, me and the Moblins were just never the right fit. They had high expectations of me, and I didn't have the talent to meet them, so I took off one night and never looked back.
What kind of place is this?
We call it the Cracked Cistern. It's a community for artisans who used to work for the Moblins. but for whatever reason, they ended their contract early. Whoever came up with the name must have had a sense of humour about the whole thing. We're the damaged goods from the kilns of Earthenshire, the busted flushes. That's not to say we're broken off with the moblins entirely, though. Some of them still keep us in materials, and we give them our creations in return, but it's all very hugger-mugger and arm's length, no direct contact, which, to be honest, suits us just fine.
Did you do as Doldrick asked? Bold strokes of colour conjure the beauty of South Tyrrell, or possibly Inui. This is for Doldrick? Ah, such deftness of touch, such mingle melding of light and shade. Truly, correct sister and craft hands are correct in their thinking feels, that they can produce masterpieces without us. Still, it makes Doldrick vampires that they thought our help hands were not but middle hands. We moblins pride ourselves in providing the perfect craft place for the pot swarm. That we should fail to uphold our side of the pot pack is ever shamed. But Doldrick will not give up. She swore to support the finest artisans in Tyrrell, and so she shall, even if it means begging the hand-help of every adventurer to pass through Earthenshire. And in the spirit of supporting work well done, allow Doldrick to offer you her own small reward for help handing her. Doldrick received a white paper from the capital, which one of our closest friends was hurt in the fighty strike. Jack feels she is better getting now, and has opened up her trade post again. Doldrick will order lots and lots of craft stuff to celebrate her better getting.
Even with everything that's happened, I've been able to craft safely here to my heart's content. I aim to show my gratitude for this daily blessing with every fine piece I create. Even with the fighting over, there remains much to be done. This is my home now, and I intend to take every advantage of my pot-sworn privileges to help Tulliola recover from the conflict. Ah, you are a special one. Oh, off we go then.
Now that the crisis is finally over, we can all get back to doing what we do best, and for pillow like me, that means making my fortune. Ragnarok is glad that war fighting is over. Peace is best for everyone. Watercolors. Tempatrick is in a mind muddle. Oh, what is Tempatrick to do? It is so near and yet so far. Ireland's Tempatrick, Lowlander. She told Potsworn friend about the beautiful waterweed of marsh, Ligaka. And Potsworn friend says she wants to study it close eyes. But waterweed grows at the bottom of the water, and Tempatrick can't fish walk. Can't ask Potsworn to collect it herself either. It would go against the Pot Pact. You wouldn't happen to be a talented fish walker, would you? I can breathe underwater. You're a talented fish breather too? Then you are the perfect lowlander for the job. Need to gather 3 types of waterweed from Marsh Ligaka. Poxy Leaf is pink and poison looking. Fancy Leaf is lacy and lovely. And Gaudy Leaf is super shimmer shiny. Please find them for Tempatrick. Many kinds of waterweed grow in Marsh Ligaka. Tempatrick only needs you to collect 3 of the most distinctive Poxy Leaf type, Fancy Leaf type, and Gaudy Leaf type. Did you find the waterweed? A cutting of peculiar pink plant that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. A cutting of a graceful green fern that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. A cutting of an iridescent indigo herb that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. Wonder deeds! They're even more beautiful up close than they are in the water. Tempatrick will show them to her potsworm friend right away. They're sure to give her plenty of mind food. She is an expert at reproducing nature, not only in pretty looks, but in funny traits too. This waterweed has a very special funny trait. It changes colour depending on the warmth of water in which it grows, its exposure to light, or even over the long years. If she can craft dangle jewels that do the same, they will surely sell for a potload of jingly shine. Tempatrick is happy feels that Wooklimat and Kanoa were finger-picked to be the new Dawn servant. She is sure-minded that they will not tinker-meddle too much with the pot pact. Pull apart. Stoastic requires the aid of a talented deep dunker. Say, Lowlander, can you deep dunk? Can you fish walk? Can you swim? Let Stoastic explain. She was out fishing with her friends when she dropped their only fish stick in the wet run. She came back to find another fish stick, but no fish stick can be found. There's only one thing for it. We need to find that fish stick that fell in the wet run. The problem is, no mobby likes deep dunking. Our safe suits are too heavy. But we can't take them off. It wouldn't be safe. Will you help us find our missing fish stick? Fisher mobby friend is waiting at the sunken ships upriver. If you could deep dunk into the wet run on our behalf, It would be thankfully indeed. Stoastick promised her friend that she would bring back a fish stick to replace the one we lost, but finds herself snagstickless. Please, Lillander, don't make Stoastick a fib whisperer. You can wet walk. You'll help Mobby find his missing fish stick. Many thanks, Lowlander. Fisher Mobby is lost without his fish stick. No fish means no happy Tom, and no jingly shine. If you could do Fisher Mobby this favour, you will be back paid for it, he swears. If Fisher Mobby jumped in to try and find it, he would surely drown. But Lowlander is floaty light. Fisher Mobby believes that Lowlander can find his fish stick and survive to tell the tale. Is that a fishing pole of Moblin construction? Oh, happy feels it is! Thank you so much. Now Fisher Mobby can get back to fishing. And just in time, there are a lot of lovely juicy fish sneak hiding in these waters. Fisher Mobby pulled up some splendid specimens before his fish stick went splish-splash. Stoastick took our catch back to Earthenshire to trade for Jingly Shine. Tell Stoastick Lowlander helped find Mobby friend, and she will surely share our Jingly Shine with you. Many thanks once again, Lowlander. I'm sure Stoastick will want to many thank you too. You found the fish stick. Stoastick can't thank you enough. Moblins like us tend to stay away from the water. The thought of deep dunking is scary at the best of times, but deep dunking around these wrecks, the shoals of no return we call it, is especially knock-knees. It's full of spiky stones and boat bits. Many are the adventurers who hear whisper words of the City of Gold and sail upriver in search of it. No Mobby knows where the adventurers go, into the river perhaps, or the bellies of the beasts, but their boats all end up in the same place, smashed or in the spiky stones. But that is why the shoals of no return are such a splendid fish spot. All the broken boat bits not only slow down the river run, but provide a lot of hidey holes for the fish to hide in. It just goes to show every gloom cloud has a glimmer lining. How can Stoistic enjoy fish catching without being scared about deep dropping or being washed away? Perhaps the boat crafters in Tulial know of means by which Mobby might happily float on the wet run. Gulajar would have been proud of how Tulial and Strove thought to save their city. Take a powder. Bagnaprock is on the lookout for a wide-walking adventurer. Oh, you are an adventurer, are you not? One who wide-walks from place to place. If you intend to wide-walk too many fires, could you give this to Mobby friend Swipostic? Bagnabrock forgot to overhand it last time he visited. Naturally, your service shall receive its just reward. Just one tiny wayward. Do not hold nose close. Very stinky stuff. What is the surprise? It is better you don't know. Don't want to spoil Swipostic's surprise. All the way over there. Time to check on the supplies. A present from Bagnabrock, you say? I wonder what it could be. Its aroma is a potent melange of armpit, excreta, and graveyard. Ah! What an incredible aroma! Sure wise this is. Yes, it is. The most far-famed of fancy tastes that non-Mobby can resist. Why so wide-eyed, adventurer? Did Bagnabrock not tell you what the present is? Swipostic could tell, but it would be better coming from Bagnabrock's word hole. You should ask him. You gave the present to Swipostic? Many thanks. Swipostic was very happy feels about it. Bagnabrock trusts. There isn't a moblin around who doesn't love rot tea, and Bagnabrock's rot tea is very smacky indeed. Put a pinch in a pot and boil it up, and the fester gas is enough to make any Mobby's mask fill with eye water. Yes, rot tea of Bagnabrock is very good stuff. Bagnabrock knows exactly which finger clippings and back scratchings make for the best brew. Why so big-eyed, adventurer? Do you want to try rot tea of Bagnabrock for yourself? Sorry, but you give it all to Swipostic. You will have to wait until the next harvest. There have been 30 times for Tural what was the danger in here and the fighting strike on the capital. But we shall not let our tricky troubles down get us. No, we shall work together to overstep them. And for his acting very strange ways, please overwatch him for Mook.
Golden glitter stones are all the rage, I've heard.
Twinkle, twinkle, little stones. Flick has an easy chore for a woman adventurer. Ah, a visitor. What brings you to our underbearing abode? A love of all things arty and crafty, perchance? Then perhaps you would stoop to assist us in our crafty work. The task Flick begs of you is but a cake piece. To collect sparkle stones from the riverbank in Quebec, Zoma. Come, lend him your land sketch, that he may finger point where such marvels have heretofore been found. Though it's not hard fixed that you will find any, it all depends on finding fields of great and bounteous ecosystem. A Flick can say for certain it is all you do to find any. You will surely be glad-faced. Ithukamu blesses us with sparkle stones, but Flick bids you bear in mind that she is fighty-thinking mistress. Go to the spots marked on your map and see if she holds you in her good thoughts. You poke through the pebbles, but none of them appear to be particularly shiny. Nope. You poke through the pebbles and come across one with a beautiful iridescent sheath. Could this be one of the sparkle stones Flick told you about? Well, Strangeface, this bounteous ecosystem beameth upon you this day. Found on the banks of the upper reaches of Miyakalpabeksu. Incredible! Not just one sparkle stone, but two. Ithakumu must happy like you indeed. We call these sparkle stones Ithamuku's tears. They downwash all the way from the source of the river, but high up in the big hills, getting smaller and smaller and shinier until they finally upwash here. Flick says finally, but this is only first stage of their journey to greatness. Our podsworn cut them down to their twinkle cores, polish them till they shine like starlight, and fit them into their finest ear dangles and wrist blings. So, now you know, Strangeface, our tinker work uses only the finest craft stuff. pray peruse our wares and be loose-pursed with your coin. But whatever you do, please don't slip the location of the sparkle stones. It's an Earthenshire secret. Now that the messy muddle in Tuliolo has cleared, we're starting to receive a lot of ask tasks for craft work from the capital again. Our potsworn need craft stuff, and it falls to us to help hands to find it for them. Last call for Earthenshire. Swift posting of many fires is pushed with work. Bumpy and frenetic. When will Swiss posting be able to comfy rest his poor feet? Wait, you're the adventurer who is hand-blending the third promise, are you not? You must hand-blend Swiss posting too. Many fires is a busy peddle place, and Swiss Postic, our most trusted porter broker, arranging transport between here and Earthenshire. Everything came to a quick stop when Big Wind struck. But now the road to Earthenshire is open again, and many fires is rafter packed with travellers and traders who need Swiss Postic's help. It's all too much for one mobby to handle. Please, adventurer, help Swiss Postic by asking the travel traders what hand help they need. Swiss Postic cannot let down his trade friends. He has a reputation to protect.
Yes, that's right, I'm Earthenshire bound, and I can't leave soon enough. My food's already on the turn. It's bananas mostly, some apples, a few peaches, basically anything you can eat with one hand while you carry on working with the other. The artisans can't get enough of them. I hope the artisans don't mind their snacks a bit mushy.
Do you know when the next wagon for Earthenshire leaves? I have monies for the artisans. Proceeds from selling their wares in the market of Tuliolo. Mine's a small commission, of course. I am very keen to get there by the due date, not only in order to avoid any late delivery penalties, but because I simply cannot wait to see what new miracles those master craftsmen have created. The artisans are usually too consumed by their art to care about money matters. The moblins, though, are wont to take any delay in payment as a betrayal of their precious potsworn, and demand that amends be made. Earthenshire, isn't that the moblin village where they keep all the artisans? I hadn't thought about paying the place a visit, but now that you mention it... To tell it true, I came here looking for mercenary work, guarding caravans and whatnot. Earthenshire might be the place for me. What with all the gold and jewels they handle, I'll warrant the moblins will pay through the mask for guards. There could be good money for mercenaries over in Earthenshire now that the stairs are down. Fewer wagons on the road will make the highwaymen turn their attentions elsewhere. Am I looking for passage to Earthenshire? Not me, friend, I'm headed to Okahanu. Just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. Whether to wait for the flight of the wingless to be repaired, or to try and find another way around.
Like I said, I'm heading to Okahanu, not Earthenshire, unless you'd have me climb down the cliffs. It's the wrong direction. Excellent work, my friend. Now Swisspostic knows who needs wagon lending. All that remains is to decide who to wagon lend to first. Fresh fruit, he thinks. Earthenshire artisans need mindful after all. Then the trinket seller, then the sword lender, and finally the north goer, whether Earthenshire or no. Swisspostic will sure make that everyone goes where they need to go. It will still be a long wait before the big stairs are fixed. The Swisspostic is sure-minded that our feathery friends at the cliff foot are doing all they can to fast-track the back building work. Many fires, many mouths. Chuck is looking a little hungry-tummed.
Chuck recognizes you. You're the lowlander who was journey sharing with Wukumat. If you happen to find yourself free hands, perhaps you could do a friend favor for Chuck. As you've no doubt outcatched, Many Fires is currently close packed with travellers waiting for the flight of wee wingless to be prepared. And to just say it, our food stores are nearly empty shelves. Lucky-wise, there is plenty tasty meat in the riverlands to the west. Chuck just needs a healthy heart. It's landwards to collect it for him. If you could help Chuck restore his stores of beast fish and bird flesh, he would be most grateful. The leg fish of the bird of Likwa is very lip-smacky, especially when curl roasted. The bellyfish of the Widowmaker can be a little long chewy, but air dry it and it makes for a big tasty jerky.
Just making silly.
Checo Chuck has keen-edged his knives and ember-stroked his ovens. Did you bring the meat? Fleshy haunch of fowl most foul. The sweet meat of a man-eater. Yes, yes, this will do nice-wise. Now the big task begins, cooking it many ways. Not that everyone who passes through many fires might be very gladdened. Did you know that Checo Chuck's humble stay place is named after the dinner flames of all different peoples who rest here on their long walks? It is for cook mobbies like him to attend to everyone's tongue feels. What is lip-smacky to a Tonawagatha might be fast spat by a Shintota, but the leg flesh of a bird of Ligaka, whether simply coal-roasted or dusted with seed powder and oil boiled till golden, is tasty rated by all. The bellyfish of the Widowmaker is a more head-scratching meat. It has certain stink-worthiness that most savoury moblins shun, but bubble brewed with hilly heaps of chilies, and it makes for a mammoja delicacy. But enough but Checo Chuck must prepare a banquet for our hungry-tummed guests. A new shipment of tiny spices has arrived from Big City, and good time too. No longer will people of many fires have to survive on tongue-saddening fare.
They say there's strength and unity in adversity. After what Terrell's been through these past moons, I reckon we're stronger and more united than we've ever been. I may be a lowly fruit seller, but I feel like part of something bigger now.
When traders and travel hands help each other, Terrell will go from strengthy to strengthier. Which is Lowlander, a traveller or a trader? What brings her to many fires? What do you do here? Flora Creek is a happy greeter to many fires. She happy greets travel traders, and treats them to the most tummy-gladdening barbecue. Travel traders thank Flora Creek for her kindness with jingly chime, or even better wise with tasty meat. What kind of place is this? Many Flyers is a rest place for travellers and traders on long walks from Tulial to the far south and back wise. Usually long walkers stop here after climbing the big stairs, but now the big stairs are broken, so the folk flow has stopped. Long Cheek hopes the big stairs are quick fixed, so every mobby can gather round the fires and eat sizzle meat together again.
I became a mercenary because I wanted to be strong like Zoloja, but after hearing what he did to Gulad Jaja, I'm not sure I want to follow in his footsteps anymore.
Lost property. A Pelopello stands by the road to many fires, looking perplexed. Ah, you there, adventurer. I have a proposition, one that will likely prove profitable for the both of us. You remember the recent storm? I was nearly at many fires when it struck, so I urged my alpaca onwards, through the whipping winds, rather than seeking immediate shelter. Alas, when the storm settled, I discovered that those same winds had carried off half my stock. I should very much like to recover it, but I hear it told that the roads are plagued by brigands of late, another reason why I was keen to press on to the safety of many fires. And so I find myself torn over the wisest course of action, to write off my loss or to speculate to accumulate. But now a third option presents itself, to invest in one whom the risk of a return journey will be much reduced on account of her utter derision of danger. The items I lost are likely lying along the riverbank,
between here and Earthenshire, if you would like to take up the offer. The route I took followed the river from Earthenshire, and so any missing belongings are likely lying along its banks, even now, if they haven't already been washed downstream or pilfered by ne'er-do-wells. Ah, you're back, and still in one piece. That's good news, at least. Do you have any more for me? Pelopello's son's stock retrieved from the riverbank. Oh, thank you, thank you. The containers may be a little waterlogged, but the merchandise inside seems none the worse for wear. Crafting tools if you're interested. My stock in trade. I was especially loath to leave them behind after learning of the collapse of the Great Ascent. Demand will be through the roof. Thank the gods you appeared when you did. Nature may have blessed us Pelopello with an enterprising spirit and an unquenchable wanderlust, but she also made us slight of stature and meagre of thew. If I had been the one to go back in search of them, I'd have likely lost my head to a bandit's axe, or else washed over the falls to my doom. It's the reason my people often employ sellswords to guard our caravans, but their rates have surely doubled or more since the storm wreaked so much chaos on the roads. Never fear though, for you have taught me that when in want of a sellsword, an adventurer will suffice. Reading the room. Gonahanu needs someone to get their feet wet. Hello, have you taken in all of that our humble village has to offer? If you would happen to be on your way with the breath between, there is a task I would like your help with. You are as kind as they say. I've been asked to deliver freshly sprouted reed leaves to use as bait.
but my work here has kept me so busy I've had little time to fill the order. The fields nearby have the choicest reeds, and I would be in your debt if you could gather some leaves and take them to Munahanu. You can keep this payment for your troubles. Munahanu has asked for fresh leaves from the nearby reeds. Deliver them to him for me, and his payment is yours. Why, what a surprise! I didn't expect to see one of our visitors here of all places. Have you come here to fish? These leaves are a favorite bait among the fishers. Ah, these are the leaves I asked Gonahadu to deliver. You say you picked them yourselves? You have quite the eye. These will do well. We can't grow to such prodigious sizes on reeds alone, you know. The fish from these waters are a staple of many a Hanu dish. We found that they like reeds almost as much as we do, and since we mostly eat the stems, we can use the fresh leaves of the unharvested reeds as bait. Everyone feasts. Perhaps you too can feast with this bit of coin. You've earned it. I hear it told that while I'm busy fishing, the people of Tuliyola fought off an invading army. If my younglings ever ask me, where were you when the capital was liberated, I don't know what I'll tell them. I'm so tired. Such a sleepy girl. I didn't get much sleep last night. Secrets of the Wind. Radolja seeks someone well liked by the locals. You travel with the Third Promise, don't you? I've heard stories, but it's an honor to meet you in the flesh, Elita. I know you're a busy woman, but might I have a moment of your time? I serve the Dawn Servant, and I am come here in an effort to catalogue the traditional magics of our continent. In particular, I'm interested in how the Hanu weave the energies of wind. Competing to see who can float a feather the furthest seems to be a favourite pastime of the Hanu, which demonstrates their mastery over wind. Yet I've no notion as to how they achieve this mastery. My best theory is that they undergo intensive training from a young age, but as a recent arrival here, prying into such matters may come off as presumptuous. But you have their trust. Might you ask in my stead?
I fear I'd fast become an unwelcome guest if I were to ask the Hanu Hanu about their sacred traditions, but you have won their trust. Perhaps they'll be forthcoming about how their mastery of wind is won. Why does the wind heed us? Why, because we consume the blessing of reeds bestowed upon us by Kozama Uka. The energy sufficed in the earth flows into the reeds, and the reeds flow into our pillars. By that cycle we are gifted with the land's strength. In other words, the reeds are far more than mere sustenance. They are the very wellspring of our power. The reeds put us in tune with the land's energy, and its strength becomes our own, strength enough to direct the winds. I am heartened that you would show such interest in our ways. Many know that the Hanu Hanu have a deep connection to the wind, but a few care to ask how that connection is made. That being said, it's a question without a single answer. However, I would say our feathers are the most important tool we have for comprehending the wind's movements. They're more than just for show, they allow us to sense even the smallest shift in the wind's temperament. And that awareness allows us to direct it as we see fit. Our feathers allow us to feel even the smallest shift in the wind's direction, and that awareness gives us command over it. I never considered why we are so attuned to the wind, but now that you ask, it must be thanks to our daily meditations and vigorous training. By listening carefully to the wind's whispers, one can discern the path of its flow, and in doing so, achieve total harmony with one's surroundings. This understanding allows us to summon gales, mighty enough to chase clouds from the sky. Every Hanu Hanu must spend long hours listening to the whispers of the wind. Only then can they call themselves masters. You are returned, where the Hanu Hanu first come in with their knowledge. I see. So there isn't one key to their expertise, but many. Each one forged by their singular bodies, culture, and environment. I believe you've given me a starting point from which I can launch a more thorough investigation. Thank you, Elita. Even as the recent crisis unfolded, I felt it my duty to remain here and continue my work chronicling the arcane arts of this region, that they might be preserved for posterity. But now that we have a new Dawn Servant, mayhap it would behoove me to return to Tulial and learn if there is aught else to which the palace would have me turn my attentions.
into the unknown. Tunu Hali has prepared a thrilling experience for curious visitors. Oh, Kali! With so many new faces in our village, we have an uncommon opportunity to share our culture with others. In fact, I prepared a unique experience for new visitors and would be honored if you took part. You have no idea how happy that makes me. Now I shall teach you to train as we do, and in so doing grant you a small taste of our mastery over the wind. We Hanu spend long periods in meditation, during which we deepen our bond to the energies flowing through the land. Of course, we know your time here is limited, so you shall experience an abridged version of this practice. Gunu Hanu awaits at the top of these stairs. Speak with him to begin your training. Gunu Hanu awaits to give you a peek into our mastery over wind. Climb these stairs to begin your training. One of the treetop dwellings in Kozamu-uka, the House of Winds High, takes its name from an estate said to exist in the Hanu's traditional homeland. Practitioners of wind magics live here as part of their unique training, where they learn to glide down from the house's dizzying heights. Oh, a new face? Have you come here to feel the wind's caress? I am deeply honored that you would learn of our ways. Now I shall teach you our most basic method for attuning to the wind, so simple that even a young chirper can master it. As Tunuhali has already told you, our goal is to be in harmony with the endless flow of the ant's energy, its heartbeat if you will. The best way for a novice to do this is to jump from a high place, and as you fall, focus on the rush of wind across your skin and its roar within your ears. But first you must pray, only then can you spread your wings and give yourself over to the grace of the wind. The wind shall answer your prayers and guide you safely in your descent. You have offered your prayers to the forest. To attune to the wind's energy, you must jump down from the house of high wind, winds high while dismounted. The wind shall answer your prayers and guide you safely in your descent. Okay. Why, for a moment I mistook you for one of us. I never knew someone with no feathers could fall through the air with such grace. Do you feel different? Like the land itself has accepted you into its embrace? No? Doubtless you know that Hanu, young and old, compete to see who can float a feather the furthest, and that the winner's feathers decorate our sacred float. To be chosen by the wind is an honour above all. Reflect upon the training you underwent today, and even without feathers, I am certain you shall hear the wind's whisper more clearly. Of course, if you wish to jump again, you're more than welcome. Ever since the lifting of wings, the air seems to taste all the sweeter. It is the taste of life, I am sure of it. Slowly getting there. Stretched thin, the corn servant rustles with excitement at the sight of you. My friend, what brings you all this way? Taking in the sights, sounds, and flavours of Tyrell, I trust. As you might have guessed, there is a Hanu in need of my assistance, and as I yet lack the strength to make myself seen, I am in need of your assistance. Follow me, and I shall take you to them. Despite her bright and colourful plumage, her stomach has left her with a rather gloomy disposition. My stomach. I can't stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in the recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. I've taken great pains to make what little I have last, but it's simply not enough. I see, she requires food with longevity. Then she shall have the driest of corns my cob can muster. And there, this should suffice. My word, is all this dried corn for me? It will be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a bountiful store, and the crunch is certain to be sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There is hope for the future yet. Oh, the children will be thrilled. Shh. She seemed quite taken with the dried corn. That is well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled foods might play on her stomach and her bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to your timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there are other empty bellies that beckon, and so I must away. Take care, friend. I hope to see you again. A strong foundation. Kanihanu is gazing at the wooden pillars with worry in his eyes.
Honoured visitor, might you lend me your aid? Since the storm I've worked day and night to prepare our homes, and the end is finally in sight. The last step is to coat the floors and foundations with resin that protects from water, but there's simply too much work for one pair of claws. You will help then? Splendid! We should start by gathering the resin from the trees to the north of Okahanu. Then all we have to do is use it to coat the structures in Okebek Bay to fortify them against the elements. I'll apply resin to the floors once I've made my final repairs, and I ask that you handle the supporting pillars. Afterwards they should withstand the worst the heavens can throw at them. We use the resin from the trees north of Okahanu to protect our homes. Go there and gather some, and apply a coating to the supporting pillars in Okebeke.
The thick viscous resin pour slowly into the bottle. Go to Okebekbe and coat its supporting pillars with the substance. This resin is used to protect wooden structures from the elements. That was swift work and well done. The pillars that support our feet are every bit as vital as the reed which guards our heads. If they are damaged, the very foundation of our life becomes unsteady. You may have never seen such houses as these, but they're built this way for a reason. In these humid climes, our elevated wooden floors are cooled by the air flowing upward and help keep floodwaters from wetting our feet. The white discs on the pillars aren't merely decorative either. They keep away mice and other small animals. But for all its benefits, the wood rots easily, so we must reinforce it or else be stuck in a cycle of constant rebuilding. Thanks to your help, these structures will hopefully still be here for years to come. Take this, a small token of appreciation for your efforts. Reeds are in burgeoning health once more. We shall soon have our roofs repaired. Mesmerizing moss. Gonyuhanu is fidgeting with nervousness. Oh, where could he be? You there! You look fierce enough to brave the untamed wilds. Please, I'm in dire need of help. A friend of mine journeyed southwest to Cape Kikitola a while ago and still hasn't returned. I'm beginning to fear the worst has happened. While it's likely he's simply lost track of time, staring at the rainbow moss, I keep thinking it's about all the beasts skulking about. Please check up on him for me, if only to set my heart at ease. I'll stay here in case he comes back, but in the meantime, visit the cave and search for him. I wager no other Hanu will be nearby, so he shouldn't be hard to spot. My friend likely got caught up in the beauty of Cave Kikitola, but I would be grateful if you could check up on him. I will stay here in case he returns. Ah, these waters get more beautiful every time I come. Sensing the distracted prey, creatures move in for the kill. What was that noise? Can't I gaze at the moss in peace? Wait, you helped us bring back Ihana. You're a friend of Hukonat, yes? What are you doing in this cave? Fiends? Here? Oh, I didn't even hear them until the commotion was nearly over. I owe you thanks for your courage, and now that my reverie has been broken, I should return to my friend. He must be worried sick. He returned. He looked slightly unsettled, but none the worse for wear otherwise. That cave is where we gather the rainbow moss used in our medicines. It has long since been held sacred as a healing spot due to its tranquil scenery. I haven't been since the Great Storm, and I was worried that perhaps it had suffered damage and floods. I'm glad to hear that nothing has changed. But more than anything, I'm glad my friend returned safely. Had you not come along, the day may have gotten much darker. Oh, Kali on our visitor. Okahanu is a festive mood of late, all thanks to the recent festival. Danger at the dock. Lenu Hali seeks someone with the strength to topple trees, or at the very least squash pests. Why, those stout legs, like a towering tree, those rippling arms like gnarled branches. Might you lend me your strength for a simple hunt? The storm left more destruction in its wake. Fearsome beasts now infest the forest. Their culling is unending task. Reports tell of a trio of Uouts have been sighted lurking near the docks to the east. Easy prey for the likes of you. Might you exterminate them so we can once again travel the waters in safety? The Uouts have made the docks to the east a dangerous place. Slay them so we can travel those waters again.
Ah, the mighty hunter returns. Have the oars been reduced to shredded vines? I knew you would be equal to the task. I will spread word that the docks are open for safe passage. The great storm affected all life in the forest, washing away what was and leaving behind only uncertainty. There are many seldom leveled roads where desperate fiends still lurk. With the collapse of the great stairs, we have taken to using the waterways and other uncommon routes to get from place to place until the repairs are complete. That day cannot come too soon. Until then, however, we must make do. Thank you for your bravery. Like the first green shoots after a wildfire, trade between here and Tuliolo is beginning to recover. We must see the stairs rebuilt soon, lest we incur the trader's wrath. Dry run. The industrious carpenter is in search of an extra pair of claws, but hands will suffice in a pinch. Oh, Kelly, might you have a moment to spare, lend in helping hand? With the reeds sprouting more vigorously than ever, the time has come to repair our withered roofs. However, wet reeds will not do. No, not at all. They must be first thoroughly dried, or the roofs are likely to collapse at first drop of rain. I ask that you collect the freshly cut reeds placed near a building to the east and deliver them to Kozan Nukali, where the gentle breeze shall dry them. Help us with this task, and I promise you will be satisfied with your reward. The reeds are likely to gather mold if left where they are. The gentle winds at Kozan Nukali will dry them, making them suitable for the work ahead. Elita! Welcome, welcome. Any friend of Bukomat's a friend of ours. Have you finished? Yes. Thank you. Our homes will be all the safer for your efforts. I suppose you're wondering why I had you carry the reeds all the way across the forest. Well, Koza Nukali means land of the arid shrine in our tongue. Legends say that, so soothing is the breeze near the shrine, that Kikiha once rested in its tired wings nearby. Once the reeds are dried and our roofs patched, our homes will be better fortified against the elements. And for that peace of mind, any price is worth paying, so here is your just reward.
Balloon Alley requires a pair of swift legs for an urgent delivery. Welcome, honoured visitor. Thanks to your efforts, the reeds grow robust, and at last I can make reed dumplings again. Oh, they're every bit as delicious as I remember. Although I want for nothing more than to eat till my belly bursts, I've saved a batch for those who are planning the reconstruction of the Great Stairs. I am much too full to make such a journey, however. Might you deliver them in my stead? Surely my friends will be glad to receive them from the very woman who revitalized Okahanu's festive spirit. Thank you, thank you. They can be found working hard near the flight of wee wingless. Hurry, before the dumplings cool. The dumplings are cooling as we speak. Hurry and take them to my friends at the flight of wee wingless. Oh, Akali, apologies, but this area is still impassable. This steaming dumpling looks delicious, or does it? You brought me dumplings? Just as I was about to keel over from hunger, a kind soul appears from the wilderness to save me. This passage is of great importance to us, since no small number of merchants use it to reach Okahanu. With delicious dumplings to fuel me, I can now tackle this problem with renewed energy. While this area can be reached by water routes, the stairs are a much less strenuous journey for all involved. With hunger no longer a distraction, I hope I can finally solve the problem of their reconstruction. This project will cause my feathers to fall out one by one, mark my words. Where do we even begin? Balloon Alley made her famous dumplings. These are just what I needed. Such a large undertaking makes one so very hungry. With my energy restored, I've come to a realization. Our reed problem required the perspective of visitors to solve. So perhaps we should consult artisans from other clans for advice on how to repair the Great Stairs. Your gift has blessed me with a fresh idea. This may be the first step towards finally repairing the Great Stairs. Oh, I recognize you. You travel with Wukamat, yes? Have you come to see our progress on the Great Stairs? I've come to give you a dumpling. Dumplings? Oh, how long has it been since I last smelled that heavenly aroma? When the reeds sprouted big and tall, we had cause to celebrate often, and it was a common scent in Okahanu. To have these delivered by one who helped those days to return is a great honour indeed. It's been too long since there were enough extra reeds to make us dumplings. Thank you for reminding me that better times are upon us. Almost done with the quests here. Thank you for delivering the dumplings. I hope they give my friends the energy to complete the daunting task ahead of them. Reed dumplings are considered a delicacy among the Hanu, and for good reason. I would like nothing more than to make a batch for our other wingless brethren who aid with the rebuilding, but I realize that not all peoples love their flavour as much as we do. But that doesn't mean I can't send a different gift to show my appreciation. I intend to send a nice haul of fish their way. You don't seem the type to munch on weeds either, so I prepared something else for your reward. Cold hard coin. Oh, golly, would you like a meat dumpling? Since the strength returned to the reed beds, every Hanu for moms around has developed an appetite for them. The next delicious batch will be ready soon. Molting season. Hanu is twiddling his claws nervously.
Oh, I simply don't have enough. I'll never finish at this rate. Oh, but a kind soul may change that. Kind and strong. Strong enough to help, I think, to help me with the little problem I have. You see, soon we Hanu will begin to shed our feathers and grow new coats, but the great storm washed away our store of combs. We can't very well use our claws, so I've spent every spare moment since crafting as many as I can. Now my supplies run short, but if I had a shell from a mature marble beetle, I could make enough combs for everyone. Please, make haste to the southwestern forest and hunt one. I can feel my feathers falling out as we speak. The oldest beetles have the hardest shells, and naturally they make the best combs. You can find them to the southwest of here. Oh, and be careful not to nick yourself on their mandibles. You're back already? You did hunt a mature beetle, yes, not a newly hatched one. This tough shell can be used to make any number of sturdy tools, even combs. My, this is in exquisite shape. I shall make combs fit for Kikiha. As you can imagine, molting season brings floors covered in fallen feathers. If our coat isn't properly shed, it can be more than just an eyesore. Old feathers can make us sick. That's why a good comb is essential to us as a good spear. It's also why you deserve a reward that befits your contribution to our health and beauty. I'm sorting through our stock, seeing what we can spare for the capital. We may not have much, even less so after the storm hit, but whatever support we can offer them after what they've been through, we shall. We may not be at the end of all our troubles, but for now let's bask in this moment of peace. Well, let's get this over with. One feather at a time.
Lanuhanu is ready to start cleaning feathers. Now that everyone is here, it is time to begin. Together we shall make these feathers so striking that even Kikiha would be envious. The first items we require are dyes and oils. The former is used to match the feathers with various uniforms worn by the troops. The latter serves a different purpose. As you can see, by observing yours truly, Hanu boasts feathers full and colourful. This is thanks to the oils our body secretes, which keep our coat from becoming drab and brittle. But the feathers we give to the Landsguard were molted long ago, and have since lost their natural luster, so we must apply oil to make them as vibrant as those of a Hanu in their prime. The task of gathering said oils and dyes falls to Elita. Go to Okebekbe, where a crate has already been prepared. In the meantime, Nanshe here will get the feathers. We trade for the oils and dyes with Pella merchants who pass through Okebekbe, so they're generally stored there for the sake of convenience. Interesting. Of course, we maintain our equipment regularly, and oiling the feathers is part of that, but I never considered how the Hanu might keep their feathers this pristine.
Ah, you're here about the supplies. Good, good. Everything's in that crate over there. It's heavy, so be careful not to drop it on those dainty toes of yours. Or still, you might bring a bottle of dye. The Landsguard artisan who designed their uniforms were very particular about their colouring, so not a single one can go to waste. There's nothing a soldier loves more than their equipment, so every detail has to be just right. Tread as careful as you can back to Lanuhanu. Everything you need is in that crate. Bring it to Lanuhanu and don't drop it.
Why, are these really feathers? They're so heavy. How many are in there? Hundreds? Thousands? More? You both did excellent work today. Nanashe, it appears you might need some rest after your ordeal. How many feathers did you pack into that crate? Are you sure you didn't send me to get the dyes and oils? Be glad I didn't, Nanashe, for Elita's crate is much heavier. She also carried it from a much greater distance. Really now? And here I thought I was the stronger. Damn! Bested during my first assignment? But that won't happen again. I've had enough rest, so let's get on with it. If you insist, Nanashe. Let us proceed to the heart of the matter. First we must dye each feather one by one, but be careful, for each color is needed in different quantities. Equipment used to attack is adorned with black feathers, while equipment used for defense is adorned with feathers in their original green. For those we must carefully... Hold on just a damn moment. We're dyeing all of these? One by one? I'll be an old man by then. There has to be a better way. Say, throw in a few dozen of them into a big bowl of dye. Ah, but that would make the colouring uneven, Nanashe. As I was saying, we must carefully apply oil to the feathers to bring out their original colour, or they'll quickly become brittle. I see. This will be a test of patience, but with the three of us, it shall be over before the moon turns. Probably. Worry not, for I'm here to teach you how best to see the job done. I suppose I'm grateful for that. Truth be told, I never knew how much hard work went into our uniforms. For our brothers and sisters in the Landsguard, no effort is too great. The Hanu are honoured that you would wear our feathers. Are you surprised? As the wind's chosen, seeing my feathers become a symbol of the great Kikiha fills me with a great joy unequalled in this world. And to have them adorn the Landsguard's armour makes my joy all the sweeter. Few in Torel can claim such an honour, so there can be no mistakes. There's really more to this than I thought. I would like to apologise for how I've been acting. I see now that things are done in a certain way for a reason. So while I may grow old and grey in the doing, I'll see that every feather is dyed or oiled properly. At least we're in this together, eh, Elita? Your work was swift and capable, Elita. The hardest part is behind us now. I reckon I'll be cleaning dye from under my nails for some days yet, but I won't complain about honest work. Now I have to think about how to get these back to Tuliola. Don't get ahead of yourself, young Nanashe. Yes, the hard part is behind us, but there is more I would ask of you. As I've said before, Kikiha is revered by Hanu, and we must pay due respect for all its likeness. As such, there are time-honoured rituals that must be followed before we give this offering to the Landsguard. Time-honoured, eh? As long as it isn't time-consuming. The wind's blessing. Hanu is eager to see his feathers blessed. Our next step is simple. We must bring the feathers before the likeness of Kikiha in Kozunakali, and have the priestess beseech the great bird to bestow the wind's blessing upon them. More lugging that crate around then, I can do it, but if we're going any further than last time, I might need a couple of breaks. Do not worry, Nanashe, I will carry the feathers. I have something different in mind for both of you. A friend of mine awaits you on the road to Kozunakali. Speak with him and do exactly as he instructs. I don't think Nanashe was complaining, do you? Either way, his attitude has much improved, but his lessons aren't over yet. My friend awaits to further his education.
he's carrying the crate, what are we meant to be doing? I hope something even heavier isn't in our future. Welcome, welcome. I understand you seek the blessing of the wind. The priestess requires a special type of bark to complete the ceremony, and your job is to gather it. But you must tread carefully, for the shores where the trees are found teem with hungry beasts. I suggest clearing the area first so one doesn't sneak up on you. I don't mind a bit of hunting, but these arms aren't meant for... apologies. I suppose complaining's a habit I should aim to break. It's all part of the process for making our equipment, isn't it? There's a reason we need this bark. So, get the bark we shall. I'll search the south side. Elita, you take the north. Without the right bark, Kikiha will not bestow the wind's blessing. But hungry beasts roam the shores, so I suggest clearing the area before you get to gathering. Why do I get the feeling the story is coming? Well done, you two. You brought exactly what I asked, but I suppose you're still curious as to why the bark had to be from those specific trees. The answer lies within the legend of Kikiha. You see, our ancestors hailed from a different land, and they were guided here by the great bird. But upon their arrival they found perilous woodlands overrun by hungry fiends. Many Hanu were lost to the gluttonous appetite of the wilds, and they had nearly succumbed to despair. But then Kikiha let out a mighty screech. It echoed through the land, setting the trees aglow. Taking this as divine guidance, our beleaguered ancestors took bark from the trunks and burnt it. The smoke wafted through the air, and the beasts found it so repugnant they were forced to flee, one and all. Since that day, warriors would burn incense before battle, in the hopes it would ward them from harm. Thus we blessed the land-scarred's feathers in the same way, that they too might bask in Kikiha's protection. Now take the bark to Koznakali, and on the way I would be glad if you offered your sincerest prayers to the great bird. I'm sure you're well acquainted with the path by now, but just in case, Koznakali can be reached by travelling northeast. Go there and offer your prayers to Kikiha. I plan to extend my warmest invitation to the dawn service upon our next Ihihana. Of course, I would be more than welcome to attend as well. In the meantime, I am at your service. Tell me about yourself. My role here is to both guard the sacred place and attend to the needs of its visitors. I have never been good at speaking with others, but so long as it serves Kikiha, there is no duty too difficult. In fact, it brings me great joy to see people like you from distant lands coming here to learn of our ways. What kind of place is this? Within Kozunakali is enshrined the likeness of the great bird Kikiha, who brings us bountiful harvests. We are blessed by the sun, which keeps it dry among the damp swamps of Kozumakuka. Ihihana reminded me that Kikiha watches over us. Our next harvest is sure to be bountiful. We're finally here. Mind giving me your bark? I'll deliver it to the Hanu priestess. Taken from the trees found near the riverbanks of Kozunakali, this bark has an almost indescribable scent. Thank you, Elita. Once I've finished, let's offer our prayers. Wouldn't want to disappoint our hosts after all. The Hanu take their traditions seriously, don't they? I knew they wished for a good harvest and such, but I never imagined we Landscars were in their thoughts all this time. This has been an eye-opening experience, to be sure, but I can't help but wonder why we're so important to them. Why allow us to use their revered god in the designs of our equipment? Aren't you a Landsguard yourself, and you ask such questions? You're Elita, aren't you? I am Zuhali. I know we have you to thank for Ihihana's success, but even so, I must ask that you stand aside. You are Nanishte, of whom I have heard much. I'm surprised you have the gall to step foot in such a sacred place. While the elders may sing praises of the Landsguard, their minds have been warped by too many moltings. The new generation is sick of their ceaseless chirping. You have to say your lines. Remember how we practiced. Oh, yes, I understand. We heard you complain when you took the feathers. We saw the disdain in your eyes. Someone with such disrespect for our history doesn't deserve to bask in Kikiha's grace. What? But I... He'll learn in time. That may be so, Elita, but he's had enough chances. We refuse to suffer this Landsguard to be in Okahanu. Listen well and remember, the sacred likeness of Kikiha was once reduced to shredded reeds. By whom, do you ask? Why, none other than Galul Jaja, Dawn Servant and founder of the Landsguard. No, the Dawn Servant would never. This misdeed will never be forgiven. If you have any pride in your position, you should be ashamed at your ignorance and lack of respect. How will you answer for that? Yes, you must answer, and answer well, or we will be very angry with you. I had no idea about this history of conflict. Why didn't Lanuhanu say anything? And why am I taking the blame for the past? In any case, we can't stay here. I have to think about this. Nana, she's answer. Nana, she is visibly shaken. I don't see why Zuhali would lie, but I've never heard the Dawn Servants affront to the Hanu. And why would Lanuhanu act so proud to have his feathers adorn their equipment? I'm not good with numbers, but even I can tell something doesn't add up here. We should learn more about their history. You might be right. It was my ignorance that seemed to set her off. After all, whatever happens, I'd like to leave here on the Hanu's good side. Well, our best bet is probably to return to Okahanu. If anyone could tell us the truth about what happened with the Dawn Serpent, it would be Lanuhanu. I don't see him, but the crate's not here either. He might have left to Kozen no Kali already. Wouldn't we have seen him on the road if he had, though? Yeah, the forest is vast, I suppose. Anyways, maybe one of the younger Hanu around here can tell if Zuhali's scorn is shared. Let's ask around, Elita. You must be the adventurer Ogwa sent word about. Glad to have you with us. I had the hunt here in Kozumbuka, so if there's anything you want to know about the marks, just ask. Of course, every Hanu knows the story of the Dawn Servant's visit, but it might be more accurate to call it a rescue. For at a time, our home was beset by beasts and fiends. When Gulul Jaja heard of this terrible news, he personally came to drive out every last one. If the Dawn Servant hadn't come, Okahanu would now be nothing but a den of wild beasts. Zuhali said all that.
Well, I do remember hearing that when our ancestors beheld the ruined figure, some of them viewed it as a terrible insult, even though they were saved. Could that grudge have been inherited by their children and grandchildren? I can't speak on such matters, but perhaps Lunohanu can. He is wise in our ways, and makes an effort to befriend everyone he can. Hanu makes friends with everyone, and would know best if some of the other young Hanus still bear a grudge about the past. The likeness of Kikiha? My father actually worked to repair it. He told me that the Dawn Servant's slaughter of the beasts was swift and brutal, but left many of our shrines and homes damaged in its wake. But what choice did he have? The fiends were at our doors. My father and his friends agreed that it was better to be alive. At least that way they could rebuild. Good old Jaja showed no restraint, but it was only to save us. My father and his friends all agree on that. Is it true that Wuklamat and Kanoa are our new Dawn Servants? Why, those two worked miracles in restoring our reed beds. If only for that they have my unwavering support. What's the word, Elita? From what I heard, the Dawn Servant really did destroy that sacred figure. I see. I can't say I'm surprised that some Hanu would bear a grudge. So, Zuhali was telling the truth. Something still didn't sit right with me, though. The Dawn Servant wouldn't simply go on a rampage and leave the Hanu to clean things up. He'd have more compassion than that. Nanase, Elita, you won't believe what happened. I was surrounded by Zuhali and her cronies while on my way to the shrine. They stole the crate of feathers from out of my claws, saying no Landsguard could have it till Nanashe gave his answer. I assume you know what they're talking about? They said if you ignore their demand, they'll burn every last feather. What? Have they gone mad? Got to be good, I'm sorry, but can you go and stall them for a while? There's something I must look into first. I know what you're thinking, Elita. Isn't this going a little too far? I would answer that the results speak for themselves. Now we simply wait and see what Nanashe brings us. Zuhali and the others are waiting to the south of the shrine. Let us go there and stall them, as Nanashe requested. We will all be eager to see what answer Nanashe brings us. Oh, look at the blue moon in the sky, that's so cool! Nanashi should be here soon. We are lucky to have you to spur him into action, Elita. And while our methods may appear rather blunt to you, wait until Nanashi speaks before you judge us. Wait quietly and hear his answer. I don't know why you make us wait so long, Nanashi, but I hope whatever you found was worth it. I spoke with the eldest Hanu in your village. He told me the story of the Dawn Servant's visit, and the destruction of the Kikiha's likeness. The whole story. It seems he, practically the head of reason, was filled with anguish at the sight, and offered his deepest apologies. To make amends, he devised a way to assemble an even more robust figure from the remains of the previous one. His work was done overnight, and the head of resolve called upon the whole village to celebrate their newfound peace. For the first time in a long while, Ihana commenced, and the Dawn Servant was chosen to ride the sacred float. After the festivities, the Dawn Servant said, when he finally established a unified nation in Tural, he wanted a motif representing Kikiha to be among those used in his soldiers' uniforms. He declared that different tribes can forge friendships, so long as they open their hearts to one another, that his nation would be one where peoples of all stripes could live in harmony. His soldiers would become a symbol of that promise. So you can learn for yourself after all, but you should have come here with that knowledge already seared into your memory. I know. I have no excuse for my ignorance, and the petulance born from it. This experience has taught me so many things. And now, with full knowledge of this history, I am filled with a much greater sense of purpose than before. I feel more keenly than ever that my duty as a landsguard is to serve every corner of Tural. But to fulfill that duty, we must have our equipment, so please, I beg of you, entrust the feathers to me in good faith. You'll be a fine soldier, don't you agree, Lanu Hanu? What? Yes, indeed. That was quite the moving display. My feathers were standing up straight. Thank you for looking after Nanashi during his growth, Elita. Where have you gone, little one? Come here. My growth? What are you talking about? Why, this was all a performance to guide you along the path to becoming a worthy landsguard. Your rite of passage is complete. So my superiors weren't pulling one over on me. They were worried about me. I didn't realize my conduct was so concerning. Tell them what you told us, and their concerns will vanish. You'll be welcomed back with open arms. But before you do that,
Aren't there more places to visit, more materials to collect? We Hanu aren't the only people who love teaching lessons. Please, I don't want to think about that now. I was worried sick enough imagining what would happen if I couldn't get the feathers. Well, you've earned a bit of rest. Return to Okahanu, and we'll deliver the feathers to you after the priestess has blessed them. That part, at least, was no ruse. If you don't mind, I'd like to go to Kozanu Kali. I feel I should offer one more prayer to Kikiha. Very well. Elita, why don't you wait at Okehanu? I'll bring the feathers, and I'd like to speak with you once more before you go. So much for offering a prayer, he's not even here. I wonder how long I would have lasted if you weren't here. Now that our rite of passage is behind us, allow me to offer my thanks for all your help. I would also offer my apologies for making you party to our little deception. I would have told you everything, but I don't think the ending would have been quite so effective if I did. I agree, and I'm grateful things went the way they did. The lessons I learned here will guide me as I become acquainted with all of Tyrell's peoples. Speaking of which, the next leg of my journey awaits. May we meet again. And off we go. Now for the last question. Mook's treasure. Android is eager to learn about Mook's secret treasure. So, regarding ideas for my present moving forward for Mook, this particular item of information that caught my ear was that nugget of Turnotics. He said that she refuses the treasure that I once gave her, right? And she should surely love seeing something similar. Alas, I can't even remember actually having given her a gift as such. It must have been very early in my career. Could you speak with Turnitok again? I know he said he had no idea what the treasure was, but any little details he might have gleaned, its size or its shape, the occasion I gave it to her, might be just enough to jog my memory. I gave her the perfect gift once, it would seem. I just need to repeat the trick. Anfoy is making a bright gift for Mook. Turnitok wants to hand help however he can.
But Movamook is very tight-lipped. Hardly ever lip-slips self-thoughts. Tarnatic has already told Uplander everything he thinks he knows about her treasure. Why not ask Movamook straight-face? Tarnatic can give Uplander perfect ask chance. Recent-wise, Movamook asked Tarnatic to bring her some craft goods for a sneaky secret craft tasker. He managed to obtain the toolbox she ordered, but the second craft good eluded him. Tarnatic is shamefaced for his failure. He wants to make for hope smashing, so he sends strong-arm adventurer who can succeed where he failed. Go! Take the toolbox to Movamook and tell her Tarnatic sends you to hand help with the craft task. Hehe, Lowlander, help helps, not only to craft hand, but to help hand too. If you offer to hand help Movamook with her craft task, you'll be able to trade tongue flaps about her treasure. Hehe. Tarnatic is such a sneaky tricker. You should change his name to Tarnatrick. Has Elita finished helping Anfroy? A set of crafting tools ordered by Movamook for some secretive purpose. This is from Tarnatic. He told you about my super secret craft task then. Hard swear Movamook did. You didn't lip-slip this to any mobby else. Many thanks, Elita. If it will not be hinder medley to your help tasks for Anfoy, I would be happy feels to accept your offer. Movamook is trying her hand at crafty making. She wants to crafty make a special buy gift for Anfroy. Many bit of present will be something very deep-feely to Movamook, a memory from many 10 years ago when she had just thumbprinted the pot packet. Movamook found Anfoy a big glitter-sparkly ruby, the perfect middle bit for a piece of pricey dangly jangle, but Anfoy's squeezy pincers slipped and left a bad scratch on the jewel. He was so shamefaced about it, he teary-begged Movamook to take it, and never let any mobbies else eye-catch his poxy work. Movamook has close kept it to her heart ever since. Would you call it your treasure? Did Tarnatok tell you about this too? My most high-valued treasure? Yes, it is the ruby. It is a symbol of our pact, of our journey together, and as that journey comes to a long stop, it will make for a perfect buy gift. But as Tarnatok tongue flaps tell, Movamook needs certain other craft goods to make this buy gift. She would be heart-thanky for Elita's help, so long as she is sure to hush-keep it from Anfroy. First things need to surely make that Anfoy is full hands with busy work. Can't risk him eye-catching what Movamook and Elita are doing. Would Elita safe check for her? Need ready make for a journey to craft stuff snag place. As soon as Elita surely makes it Anfoy is full hands with busy work, we shall depart. The help hands and the craft hands work hand in hand. The pot pack lives on. It is another puff panty day in Earthenshire. Tarnatic is Helpy Hand. Helpy Hand's job is to help craft hands with whatever they need to complete any tasks with tricksy skill. Must provide the perfect, comfy feeling workplace for craft hands, but not too comfy feeling or craft hands will not craft. Need to find the right balance between stress soothing and pokey prodding. What kind of place is this? Earthenshire is a mobby thinking with mobbling craycraft. Now it is home to we moblins and podsworn to whom we offer our home and our hand help. Podsworn are master crafters, and with hand help they make many masterpieces. For our play part, we make much jingly shine.
Ah, of course. I did give her that ruby, didn't I? Must have been the shock of ruining something so precious that made me forget all about it. Now that I think about it, it was right around the size of that ratty old leather pouch she's always carrying around. And I never even thought to ask what was inside. She must think me the most incurious lout of an all. Thank you, Elita. You've opened my eyes and filled me to bursting with ideas for her present. Oh, and thanks for agreeing to help Movamook with this little project of hers, whatever it might be. So long as it keeps her out of my hair until I finish my work, I shan't ask any more. I'll get to work on Movamook's present. If you could keep her busy until I'm done, I'd be eternally grateful.
Unfight is busy hands with crafty work? Then let us be busy hands too. Movamook knows where craft stuff for buy gift can be found. As soon as you are ready, let the grab task begin. Helping the help hand. Movamook is ready to road smash. Ready, Elita? Then let the gather task begin. Our aim place is many fires, over the river to the east. Let us meet there, and Movamook will mind share once more. Elita, let us be fast acting. The craft stuff Movamook asked Tarnatic to connect was steel-strong hide string. Movamook ordered it special-wise from stuff sender in Tulio. Little Luck self-sender's wheelie wagon was held up by the storm. Only way to get hide string now is to make it mobby self. But for that, Movamook will need gobby hide. Big Luck, the tegu that live to the southeast of here have very good hide indeed. Could Elita help hand Movamook by out-seeking one and skin stripping it? Quick Feet Elita needs to make hide string for Anfoy's buy gift before he finishes his crafty tasks. Did Elita slay the tegu? Did Elita get good hide? A section of thick strong hide cut from one of the wingless lizards haunt the lesser frequented bayways of the Dewspawn Bank. Oh yes, this is good hide. Very good hide. Even Movamook can make good hide string from this. Movamook is not master maker like Anfroy, but she has some small crafty skill herself. She will pour her herself into it to show her thank he feels for all his years of crafty making. It is very rare for crafty hands to end their pot packs due to long years. You know, every year we bid bywords to few craft hands, those who want a scene change, or who no longer need mobby help, or who suffer from home sadness. Not Anfoy, though. He withstuck us to the end. Hardly ever lips slipping a moan word. It has been Mothermook's long honour to be his help hand. But enough soapy talk. Let us back walk to Earthenshire and see the spy gift crafted before Anfoy might catch as we are gone. She's not back yet. Oh, there she is. Oh, where's he gone? Elita, trouble times. The crafty making will have to wait. Anfoy is nowhere to be eye-catched. He's vanished from the village. Give as good as you get. Mothermook fears for the safety of her missing potsworn. In past times, Anfoy only ever sneak-skipped when he was heavy-burdened with crafty work and needed a snooze rest. Why would he sneaky slip now? Perhaps he just needed some space to think. If Anfoy sneak-skipped a pastime hidey place, then Mothermook think he knows where now to find him. Once Anfoy played crafty trick on every mobby. He carved little arrows around Earthenshire that showed Potsworn how to sneaky slip away to his secret hidey place without help hands catching them. If Anfoy has sneaky slipped to that same hidey place, you just have to eye-catch the arrows. Please, Elita, search for tiny-sized arrows around Earthenshire and find Anfoy. There are lots of hungry guts monsters outside the pot walls. If anything happens to Anfoy, Mothermook will be forever shamefaced. Please, Elita, find arrows and find Anfoy. You find what looks like old graffiti. The symbols are too weathered to read, but as best as you can make out, none of them were ever an arrow. You strain your eyes at a scratch on the wall and discover it is in fact 3 scratches clustered in a small yet distinct arrow shape. It appears to be directing you along the wall to the northwest. You find some old graffiti that reads Mova Mooks a Miser. Perhaps it was written by Anfoy in his younger years. You see some more scratches as well, but they form more of an asterisk than an arrow. You find an arrow pointing out of the village towards the west. This must be the direction in which Anfoy left Earthenshire. Thank you so much. It would have been a cruel twist of fate to be murdered by monsters just a few days before my retirement. I took this path to avoid being spotted by the moblins, only to get spotted by something far, far worse. It's a roundabout route to the cracked cistern and community of artisans, mostly those who used to work in Earthenshire before they ended their contracts. Seems like the perfect place to make Movermook's present without her finding out. Come with me and I'll thank you properly once we're safe behind its gates. Hey there, are you in on Amphi's little plot too? Here we are, safe and sound, thanks to you. Before we start work, let me introduce you to a good friend of mine, Elita. Meet Rostand, fine star sentinel of Tyrell. Don't listen to a word he says. If I had any real talent, it would have long ago. That's the reason you find me here rather than Earthenshire. Crafting's best left to the true masters of art, I say. That's why I'm letting Amphi here use my workshop to make his gift for Movermook. I don't know if it's a really good idea anymore, though. I was hoping she'd never find out I left the village, but now that she has, she's going to be furious. Movermook's done so much for me over the years, but all I've ever given her is headaches. Will this gift be enough to make up for all that? She'll love it, you'll see. Heh, I'm not sure I listened to a word you say either. Well, even if she is angry with me, it wouldn't be the first time. All the years working together, that's been our way. She nags me, I fob her off with my work, fitting that it should end the same. I'll be done with the present soon enough. Would you mind heading back to Earthenshire before me? Let Movermook know that I'm safe and well, and I'll be home soon. I'd be grateful if you could head back to Earthenshire and let Movermook know that I'm safe. Put her mind at ease. I'll join you there once my work's done. I can't believe young Amphi's finally retiring. It made me feel old if I didn't feel it already. It is a weight lift to hear that Amphi is dangerous and healthy-wise. Movermook is still puzzle-brained why he would far walk to the cracked cistern, though. But no time for puzzle thinking. She needs to finish making her buy gift. When Amphi back walks to Earthenshire, we will have plenty time for gift-giving and grumbly words. How many times must me trade lip-faps on this, Amphi? You must not leave the pot wall alone. Wild place is danger place. I know, and I'm sorry. I can see that I've made you angry, but this will be the last time. So can we keep the lecture short? Plenty well. Just facts share me. Why did you sneaky walk away to the cracked cistern?
to make this is a present, a treasure box. I heard you took a liking to that ruby I once gave you. Didn't seem right to keep something you supposedly treasure so much in a tatty old pouch, so... This is for Movamook. Envoy hides his deep feels with grumbly words, so Movamook will reply with grumbly words too. Movamook knows that Anfoy is a fun-minded preemie dresser, so she made her treasure into gaudy glitter dangle for him to hang around his neck. You made your treasure into a necklace, and you're giving it to me? I can't accept this. If I did, you'd have nothing to put in the treasure box. All my work will have been for naught. And I must accept it. Movamook made it special-wise, so that even after this potback ends and he takes Earthenshire, he will remember our long times together. This is all your fault, you know. If you'd only told me what you wanted, I wouldn't have had to guess. And you told me you were making me this necklace, I wouldn't have made you the box. Movamook's fault. Only an adult brain would even think of ruining a surprise buy gift. You're saying I ruined it? If you ask me, we both ruined it, bickering like this until the very end. We're both of us irredeemable adult brains. Though we do have a knack for handicrafts. This necklace of yours is a little rustic, perhaps, but anyone can see it was made with care. As for the box, take it. Perhaps your next potsworm will earn you enough to buy a better treasure. Ha! More grumbly words. Movamook has many smileful memories exchanging them with Amphoy, and this is the most smileful of all. Only Dampais, let it be our last. Apologies for making you witness that sorry spectacle. Thank you, Elita, for helping with Movamook's gift. And with mine too, apparently. It wasn't quite the perfect farewell scene I had in mind, but it was perfect for us. Our pot pact is at an end, and so we must go strange ways. Anfoy to new life, Movamook to new craft hand. But so long as we help hands fast keep to trust and respect, hold for our potsworn in our hearts, and hand pass those same friendly feels to the next generation, the pot pact shall live on. I suppose I should start packing. Though my pot pact may be at an end, my career as an independent artisan is just beginning. Expect more gifts where that treasure box came from. Now, where to spend my hard-won freedom? I'm from Uldar originally, so anywhere but the desert. I've seen enough sand to last me a lifetime. The Lance Guard's new clothes. Movamook is ready to move on. Movamook and Amphoy's pot pact is at an end, so now she must hand help others. Third feels her next craft hand has not been decided yet,
so she must hand help in other ways. Firstwise by caretaking ask tasks. Movamook received send word from many fires that there is an ask tasker there who wishes to task ask of us. A feisty hand of the Landsguard by the name of He is friendly face of yours, Elita? Then you must come with Movamook to exchange greeting words. Dealing with ask taskers is trickier task than Movamook thought. Elita, I'm glad to see you. You've got to help me. Since we last met, the Landsguard sent me the length and breadth of Terral, seeking out 100 different materials that go into making our uniforms. Finally, I thought I was done with it all. But then our armourer got injured. The only man in Tulioli with the skill to weave all these different materials together. I spoke with some of my senior officers, and they recalled that the uniforms had originally been ordered from an Earthenshire artisan. They sent me out to find this man and ask if he'd restore them to the original design, but nothing in his life can ever go to plan. Movamook has ear-caught tales of this armour crafter. Sans feels he is not an Earthenshire craft hand anymore. He lives in the cracked cistern. Very difficult deal maker. We may need Elita's hand help to deal make. Let us fast boot there, and Movamook will face swap you both with him. I read about this place. It's a community for retired artisans. Oh, don't tell me the one I'm looking for has already laid down his tools. I was just about to set off on my travels when Movamook barrels back into town and demands I help him with one last task. Do you know what all this is about? Anfroy tells Movamook that the craft hand who think he built the Landsguard's uniform is a man named Rustand. Rustand is an armour maker from across the wet plain, one with such crafty skill that the Dawn servant gave him the ask task self-wise. But some years ago, he said that his crafty skill had started to off-drop, so he ended his pot pack and moved out here. If Movamook asks, Rustand will say no, but maybe friendly face Anfroy and worldly wise Elita can mind change him. So that's your game bringing me here. Well, alright, it can't hurt to try. Rustand broke his pot pack because he felt his crafty skill starting to off-drop, but Help Hand saw no off-drop in crafty skill. The Landsguard were inaugurated soon after Tuliol's founding, but that was decades ago. If this Rustand character designed the armour way back when, he must be ancient now. Do you remember Rustand? I borrowed his workshop to make Movamook's next Fairwall present. Anfroy told me what you're after. I'm sorry to have to disappoint, but these old hands of mine don't work like they used to. A lifetime of work in metal takes its toll. I'm too tired and too frail to be journeying all the way to Tuliol. I doubt I'd even make it there in one piece.
It's a long journey and a hard one. We could ask the Landsguard to haul all the materials here instead, but that wouldn't make it any easier for them. They'd have to organize boats and punities and porters, and it would likely take more than a single trip. Any ideas how we could ease the burden on both sides? Some way we could meet in the middle? How about asking the Hanu for help? That could work. Okahanu's not far, and it has a boat landing. No need for Rostan to risk the rapids, nor for the Landsguard to haul all those heavy crates to the top of the falls and beyond. If we convince the Hanu to let us set up a workshop there, it could be the answer, but can we? Your friend here seems confident enough. Well, if the Hanu and the Landsguard are both willing to make that concession, it'd be churlish of me to refuse it. I can't promise you my best work, but I'll give you what I can. I'll ready my tools. If you can get your friends by the gates, know that they can start making their own preparations. I'd appreciate it. I saw that Landsguard friend of yours eyeing me over the gate. Look at him. Maybe I should design the uniforms with short trousers. If Rostran's in, then so am I. I think he'd appreciate having a friendly face around. Other Mook will hand help however she can. If Armor Crafter will say happy words. That sounds like a perfect compromise. I doubt my colleagues in the Landsguard would balk at such an arrangement, but I should probably check before making any promises I can't keep. Meanwhile, I expect Mova Mook will need to set up the workshop. It looks like talking to Lanu Hanu about it is a job for you. To think that a master craftsman would seek to establish his workshop here in Okahanu. We are surprised as we are gratified. I shall inform the villagers of our guests coming. Please make yourself comfortable until everyone arrives. Well, it looks like we're all here. Thank you for making the journey, Rostrand.
Not at all. After everything you've done to accommodate me, only right I return the favour. The Landsguard's uniform come in a few different flavours, so I was thinking I'd first make a sample of each, starting with yours, Nanase, the Peacekeeper's uniform. It's close to what I remember designed back in the day, but is it really the same? What do you think?
It's perfect.
You really think so? Well, if a fighter like you thinks it'll serve, I'll trust your judgment over mine. A suit of armour can be pretty as a picture,
but so long as it doesn't protect its wearer's life, it's little more than a painted funeral shroud. I remember Gulul Jaja went at my samples hanger and tongs, with spell and sword to see how a mannequin survived. The first few models, all he left was ash. It hurt my heart to see my creations so thoroughly laid to waste, but as soon as I learned... Anyway, on to the next pattern. This is for frontline fighters. The lighter construction allows for more movement. It's different, but is it right? Is any of this right? I don't know about you, but I can see myself fighting in it. It warms my heart to hear you say it. You're right, each uniform embodies a different aspect of Kikiha, so as natural each should present a different face. Kikiha isn't represented in one uniform alone, nor even in them all combined. Only a fool would think he could capture every aspect of the divine. The best you can hope for is to find a way to imitate it, through trial and error. And thanks to your support, I'm starting to feel as if I've done just that. To remember how it felt to happen back in those designs many years ago. Let's see if I can repeat this trick once more. And that's the last of the lot. I gave it my all, but was it enough? I want a set for myself. You honor me, Elita. These uniforms are for the Lance Guard, but the crafting method is no great secret. I'm sure they wouldn't begrudge you wearing one in solidarity. But first, now that I've won your approval for the designs, we have to put them into production. And Froy, if you wouldn't mind lending me a hand. The last shipment on its way downriver to Tuliolal. Finally, our work is done. And very, very well done. Armor Crafter is just as sky-skilled as he ever was. To Movermook's eyes, leastwise, she is sure the Lance Guard will be just as happy feels as she. So am I. It was a pleasure and a privilege to see you work, Rostand. There's a place for you in our armory, if you'd be willing to take it. I thank you for giving me this chance. You made me feel like there might still be some use in these old bones. But if it's a job in the capital you're offering me, I'll have to turn you down. My river legs have long since deserted me. Why not simply continue this arrangement? You are welcome to remain here in Okehanu. It is easier to bring crafting materials here than haul them up the great stairs, no? Or perhaps Okebekbe might be a more desirable location for a workshop. There you would be among your own kind, not surrounded by Hanu and our unfamiliar ways. Whatever your wish, we shall see it granted. I'd take him up on that offer if I were you, Rostrand. You never did lose your eye or your arm, only your confidence in them. It's time to start taking on commissions again, even if you do have to travel a few miles downriver to do it. Movermook is same-minded. If Rostrand needs any crafty goods, whether upfalls or downfalls,
You need only ask the help hands.
Very well, if you all insist. Excellent. As soon as I get back to Tuliolal, I'll let our armorers know they have a friend in Koza Mauka. I'm sure they'll be only too glad to share the burden. As shall we. This shall mark the beginning of a new era of cooperation between Moblin and Hanu Hanu.
Mothermook future gazes too. Many thanks to Rostrand for bringing us all together. Earthenshire and the Cracked Cistern were far-parted for long times. Now, thanks to Rostrand, Cracked Hands and Help Hands shall hand-hold not only across the glost-fired bank, but across all of Koza Mauka.
Thank you for convincing me to open my toolbox again. Wasn't exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I needed. Now what I need most is a good night's sleep. I was too busy helping Rostrand with the uniforms. I didn't take the time to get a good look at this place until now. Isn't the architecture fascinating? I think I'll stick to touring Tyrell for the time being. I have a lot to learn here. But as I wander high and low, I'll be sure to come back to call on these two every so often. Can't wait to see the masterpieces Rostrand crafts next, nor how this new friendship between the Moblins and the Hanu Hanu develops. Speaking of Moblins, I should be heading back to Earthenshire to finish packing my things for the road. Thank you for everything, Elita. I pray our paths cross again someday.
All quests done. Good. Right. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now. Love you all. Mwah! Mwah!